Hi everyone, decided to do this video since been keeping vampire crabs for a while now, and I think I've gone through a few changes with my tank and thought I would share my thoughts on how best to keep them, since I'm in a number of groups on Facebook and it's generally the question asked is what do I need, how should I do it, etc. So here's my tank. I'll just show you how it looks and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I guess you've got to get the balance right between it looking how you want it to look and what the crabs themselves need. So starting with the base, the substrate is probably around 3 inches deep. It's a mixture of a jungle soil and sand. They do need a few inches of soil or substrate. They do like to dig. As you can see just here, that's a tunnel that goes down. There's a number of these. There's a hole there. Again, another tunnel. Crab lives up and down there. He comes out on a regular basis and then climbs up and goes along and wherever he's going. But yeah, another one here. You can make it out. So yeah, there's definitely a need for some depth to your substrate. Some of my crabs will go into the holes and they will molt in there. The others will go into the water and molt. What I tried to create was something similar to their home environment, which is at the side of slow moving rivers, streams. So I went for sort of like a riverbank, and then I wanted to create a stream. Nothing too fast, so it flows down here. Got a little header pool there for a fogger. The crabs actually like the fogger. You can see a crab sat in the back there. So it runs off that and it runs down here and drops off into the water here. Okay, there's a log there that the crabs use to climb in and out of the water. So the water was quite dark at the moment. Just waiting for a new light for that. Do you need water? A big question asked. Is a bowl sufficient? I, as you can see, have quite a bit of water here. It runs the full length of the tank. The tank's actually a 90 by 45 by 45. Raised it up on legs so I could have a good depth of water. Yes, that was for my own benefit, so I could have some fish in there. I've also got a couple of fire-bellied newts. Now, my original tank only had a small area of water. The crabs went in occasionally. What I have found since doing this and having a far bigger area of water, the crabs use it a hell of a lot more. I see them wandering about in the water, taking waste in. If there's any small snails in there, they'll eat them, so I'm quite pleased that my snails breed on a regular basis. It's just another food source for them. There's lots of plants in here. I'm not a fan of broms. Originally I had no broms in here. I've since introduced 2. The reason for that was I put in a couple of morning geckos as well. Now, last night I watched one of the crabs quite happily sat in this brom. He then proceeded to climb up and went all the way across there, over that plant, and then along the wall. The crabs do spend quite a lot of time climbing. Move around here, we can see a baby crab climbing at the moment. You can make him out on there. As you you can see, I see the crabs right at the top, and I see them right at the bottom. So they do make full use of the space. Now, again, something I learnt from my first build was the more floor covering you've got, the more active your crabs are. Obviously gives them a sense of confidence to be able to explore and feel safe. So I do keep it quite dense. Where there's no plants, there's a larger, broader leaf plants giving them some coverage. Yeah, the stream, the crabs love the stream. They spend a lot of time in there picking bits out, so I do tend to throw the odd pellet, fish pellet, crab pellet into the stream. As I say, it only trickles through, so nothing gets pushed through too fast. It's slow enough that the crabs can sit in there, and they do quite often. They'll sit in that and they'll feed. This log here has been in from day one, and I try not to lift it up. I try not to move anything in the tank that I don't need to move. On the odd occasion I have, there's normally 2-3 crabs in there, under there should I say. A lot of people seem to think that vampire crabs are very territorial. My experience, as I say, 2 or 3 living under there, so I don't know. Maybe I've just got some very chilled crabs who are quite happy living side by side, I don't know. So, key points: good depth of water that is filtered, plenty of planting, some depth to your substrate. Here we are, you can just see one of my baby crabs that's recently had a molt. Beautiful colours on that one coming out now. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, good depth of substrate so they can dig and build their little tunnels. Bit of height so they can climb. I think that pretty much covers it. This here, I don't know what the actual term is for them. I drilled 2 small holes in that and then secured it to the wall so I could put the fruit pots in for the geckos. I just think it looks a bit more natural than some of the hanging shelves that you can get. I hope that helps a few people, encourages a few people to get some crabs. I've got to say, I've kept a variety of lizards, poison frogs, what else have I had? A number of other small creatures, but I must say the crabs are extremely fascinating to watch. They have right little characters. I think what surprised me more than anything is their speed. I chuck any little crickets in or curly winged flies, they pounce on them like lightning. I try and spread them out across the tank, some on the ground, some a bit higher up, and it turns into a bit of a free-for-all at times. But as I said, the speed of the crabs is phenomenal for something so small that allegedly only moves sideways. They will jump forward. I think what fascinates me most is how much they climb. They will go all the way up, right round, and never know quite where they're heading or why they're going that way. But yeah, as I say, last night he had one of them had a right tour around the top area of the tank. So I hope that helps a few of you. More than happy to answer any questions. I do run a Facebook group which is Crab Enthusiasts of the UK. It's not particularly just for the UK. The reason I did that was I try and share whenever I know anyone that's selling any. I try and put it on there so it gives the people in the UK a chance to get hold of them, because they are quite difficult to find in the shops. So yeah, I'd appreciate any feedback. Love to answer any questions. And that's it for today, guys. I hope that's been informative. Thank you.